अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्न संभवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञ कर्म समुद्भवः. All beings come from food. Food comes from rain. Rain comes from yajna, that is, sacrifice. Good deeds become the base for sacrifice. Water. It covers 2/3 of our planet and 70% of every human body. Since history, we have worshipped it, based lives around it, and revered it in all its glory, in all its forms. And in rain, we find a most amazing enigma, as it pours down from our blue skies in abundance and blesses our planet with its myriad wonders.
Namaste. Sri Sardashram treats on the twin principles of service and renunciation, and the principles based on Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda. Atmana Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha. It is the main motto of Sri Sharda Ashram. It is the realization of God through the services to mankind as the services to God. The major activities of the ashram are the child development, educational activities, health service activities, economic development and other service activities. To make the agriculture successful, the rain harvesting structures are very much essential to them.
In the same spirit has the Sri Sharada Ashram, with the assistance of Kapat, invested deeply into preserving this wonder through its rain center Varunalaya. Our unique set of rainwater harvesting methods are a step towards preserving rainwater to the best of human capabilities. Afforestation, a primary way to preserve rainwater. Not only does it save water, but also nature in all its bountiful offerings. Terracing, an important technology that raises groundwater levels, conserves water, harvests eroded fertile topsoil and retains manure. Here, bench terracing and graded bunds are shown. Contour trenches. Continuous contour trenches and staggered contour trenches are helpful in the soil and water conservation. Contours, a method that's available in two forms, namely contour bunds and contour bunds with trenches. Helps in infiltration of water, brake velocity, increase in soil moisture, intercepting runoffs in slopes and reduces soil erosion. Gabion structures are useful in hilly regions. This method is useful in braking runoff velocity, conserving soil and recharging groundwater. Gully plugs stop the flow of water and works wonders for agricultural operations. Helps in land reclamation, moisture retention, control of runoff and further deepening of gullies. Harvesting sediment, silt that otherwise would have been carried into reservoirs downstream. A check dam construction that uses locally available materials like bamboo, wooden planks, sandbags and vegetative barriers. It is very efficient in reduction of velocity of stream water, infiltration of water into soil, stop water flow into living areas and control flow of water in any terrain. Check dams of masonry and earthen types. Extremely beneficial in checking advancement of vertical overfalls at gully heads, storage of water, recharge of groundwater table, and to conserve soil. Percolation pond, a method that helps in groundwater recharging, increasing infiltration rate, dry land cultivation, and improving water levels in the surrounding resources. Farm pond. This pond is constructed in 5% of irrigated land. Works wonders in storing water for irrigation and recharging of ground level. Recharge well. Water is collected through percolation pits which feed water for bore wells and open wells. Is beneficial in groundwater recharging and irrigation. Filtering mechanism. It includes materials like sand, stones, and pebbles through which water is filtered and collected in open wells. Microbasins, contour furrows, and tide ridges. Microbasins are pits dug on centers for optimum use of water. Contour furrows include plantations grown at the lower position of the slope, and tide ridges include plantation on the ridges. Helps in changing soil surface, growth of dry plants, and growth of plants on ridges. Saucer method, saucer with trench method, and staggered method helps in growth of plants using moisture in dry land areas and conservation of water. Drip irrigation with pot. This method involves making a hole at the bottom of a pot to enable water to go directly into the roots. Temple tank. Water harvesting structures in temple tanks are used for various needs. Temple tanks are instrumental in recharging the surrounding water resources. Rainwater harvesting in apartments. Water can be used for drinking, gardening, and groundwater recharging through injection wells, trenches, and recharge pits. Roof water harvesting. Used to conserve water for drinking purposes. Hand pump. Wastewater from hand pumps is passed through a filtration medium and is collected in a soak pit. Can also be used to recharge groundwater. Community rainwater system. Community open well is constructed on riverbeds or near tanks. It is ideal for drinking water purposes and can also be used for deserted regions where water is collected in a kund. Tank desiltation technology. Water can be preserved in water catchment area for years for drinking and irrigation. Domestic well. Rainwater falling on tiled roofs can be used for domestic purposes after filtration through this method. Rainwater collected in gutters is passed through a filtering chamber and collected in an open draw well. Underground sump. Rainwater falling on terraced areas is collected in underground sump after proper filtration and used for drinking. Loft tank water collection. This model is useful in collecting rainwater from terrace roofs for use in kitchens and bathrooms. Recycling technique. The wastewater from kitchen and bathrooms is conveyed through a filtering medium and is collected in a sump which can be used for kitchen garden. Sprinkler irrigation. This method is for optimal usage of scarce water. Water conveyed through pipelines under pressure is let out through sprinkler heads at a necessary rate. Drip irrigation. Drippers made of small diameter tubes are used as emitters, connectors or pressure regulators in various sizes. Drip irrigation through buckets. A bucket of desired capacity with a small hole and a tube of desired length are taken. The tube is put near the roots of a plant so that water drips into the soil and is absorbed by the roots. Borewell type percolation pit. Rainwater falling on the floor is made to flow into a filtering pit containing a borewell. Recharge trenches with tube well. Rainwater falling on open terrace and tiled areas around a house can be preserved using trenches filled with filtering materials and a series of tube wells. Solar still. Water is purified through the use of solar energy. Condensation takes place under the glass surface of a solar box that is exposed to sunlight. The water is collected through a pipe and stored in bottles.
Namaste. Rain Center is a center which is exhibiting various rainwater harvesting and water management techniques through indoor and outdoor models. In this center, there are 51 technologies on rainwater harvesting and water conservation methods. It not only creates the awareness on rainwater harvesting and water conservation methods among the people, but it also inspires to construct the same type of structures in their area. So we thank our Kapat RC Hyderabad to establish such a rain center for the welfare of the people.
These little raindrops are indeed drops of gold, and hence it is important that we conserve, protect and recycle this breathtaking spectacle that we have been consecrated with. For we don't own this planet, but have merely borrowed it from our future generations. The choice is ours.